the mundane, the exoteric, the dumbass is pretty much content with trying to decipher, content with trying to use the information that was given to them, the apparent, for the sole purpose of you saying, well, apparently that's the reason. So that's why they give you the apparent, for you to act and react to that. And though you may have an incredible, intellectual, scholarly reaction, approach, and answer to any of this so-called white supremacy, and in fact, you're so smart that you call white supremacy so-called white supremacy, because you just can't let yourself call anything white supreme, even when you're trying to just describe their order of operation to dominate you, is white supremacy on their mind first. So all things white are supreme, and you must lie, steal, cheat, deceive, blah, 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 to maintain that absolute lie. We know white people are not supreme. We know that white supremacy is a total invention, because anything that is supreme, they never have to say they're supreme. One of the best lines of the whole series in Game of Thrones, when one of the young kings were throwing a hissy fit, I'm the king, and when I say it, it goes, because I'm the motherfucking king. Am I not the motherfucking king? And his grandfather said, if you truly ruled as the king, you wouldn't have to say it. Because the apparent or the proof in the actions is what you're looking for to start a process. So if I see a Black person manifesting something in terms of that's supreme behavior or supreme thinking, and that is apparent to me, what we naturally do is say, well, what is it that makes him supreme? What is behind his supremacy? Well, his talent is this. He has the ability to do this or that. This is how he did it. This is where it comes from. This is what he studied. This is how he disciplined himself. So we're interested in knowing what happened behind the apparent supremacy of this person. If this person's on a skateboard and shows supremacy with his tricks and flips, we kind of can speculate, well, he spent thousands of hours practicing and hundreds of falls and maybe some broken bones. We would say all of that because we know there's a situation behind what looks either good or bad. There's a situation behind the apparent. That word is occult. So as Black folks who should be natural scientists, meaning absolute observers, as well as knowing to take that hat off and do what you have to do in terms of participating in this human experiment, but also be able to take the time to sit back and observe your scenario, the situation, a collective situation of all of us, and evaluate what you need to do personally to make things become more apparent that you want. Because what apparently is happening, you're acting and reacting to their definition of white supremacy. Even the fact that you sit all day and fucking pontificate. I know that's a word I made up for deep niggas who ain't really that deep. So you sit all day and you pontificate on what to do and how to do it and who the fuck you were as a Moor and who the fuck you was when you ran the planet. But it's all in reaction to them. Therefore, even by doing that, you still feed into white supremacy by even sitting there discussing what it is you should do in reaction to it. for something that you say doesn't even exist, because you can't even put the words together to say white supremacy. So it becomes so-called white supremacy, this white idea that they're racist, racism, whatever you want to call it, is still you reacting to something that you even say doesn't exist or can exist. So if white supremacy is an illusion, which we know it is, then them creating a false history is an illusion. Them creating an economic stronghold over this planet that you can't break through is an illusion. Their control of the media and the in-depth chemtrails and mind control they have has also got to be an illusion that you're buying into. So if you're not going to buy into the word, we have to stop buying into false power that we keep saying they have by way of explaining the power that we do not have. So as we sit here and say, black people ain't doing this, black people don't got enough of that, black people don't do this, and we ain't never gonna do this, and because of this, we do this, and that's why we ain't got, and that's why we have a lot of this, and it's not serving us, is a roundabout way of co-signing with this is happening because of superior white folks enacting their superior methodology on whipping your ass. The only thing you really stand on is they're not doing it morally, and we would. But other than that, you're really describing white supremacy. You really are. And to truly describe black supremacy, step one would be history.